What's up, y'all? It's your boy Richie Skye. You know what we always say, y'all. You know what we always say. We are back in the building. Yeah, it's your boy Richie Skye back with another video. And today we're going to be talking about a couple of different things. We got to talk about this whole situation with Kandi producing this new show on Bravo. We got an update on what's going on Marriage Boot Camp, and it ain't looking too good because it's looking like VADO done put them paws. Okay, he done put them paws on that good TAHIRY. So y'all need to get all the way into this. But before we get started, make sure you guys do your due diligence. If you're in the chatterization, let me know where you guys are watching from, okay? Let me know where you guys are watching from and what you guys are doing right now. Are you on your lunch break? Are you at work? Are you tending to the kids? Are you doing are you driving? Let me know what you're doing as you guys are watching. Listen, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell button so that you can keep it locked onto this channel every time we drop a new video. Sometimes I know that people don't always get those YouTube notifications, so you can join the texting community as well to get the text notifications of when I drop a new video, and I just sent it out to the community just now. Now, without any further ado, let's go ahead and stage dive into the subjects at hand for today. Let me go ahead and pull it up. So yesterday, I talked to you guys about the show that is going to be premiering on Bravo. It's called Race in America, a movement, not a moment. It's going to be hosted by Nina Parker. So we talked about that yesterday. Now, with that, I was so excited about talking about that show and then talking about the Nene Leakes update that we had yesterday that I forgot. And I kind of buried one of the headlines. And I didn't even look at it and pinpoint it like I should have. And for that, I apologize. But I do want to do my due diligence and let you guys know exactly what is going on. So that show is actually being executive produced by Kandi Burruss. Now, I got this information off of her agent's page. I think he works for Pantheon, okay? He says, the news is out, another special on Bravo TV brought to you by Kandi. So proud of you for bringing light to some real ish. Let's keep pushing the envelope, queen. So proud to be on your team, okay? So this special is being produced by Kandi Burruss, okay? So it is going to be a one-time special. And just to give you guys some additional updates, it says the special is executive produced by Kandi as well as executive producers Leslie D. Farrell and Dorothy Turan. It is produced by Lauren Grace Media. Now, if the name Dorothy Turan sounds familiar to any of you guys, it is because she is also, I believe, one of the main producers on the Real Housewives of New Jersey. So there's an interesting partnership there. They say Leslie and I are pleased to reunite with our Bravo family to curate a conversation so critical to the state of race in America today. This is what Dorothy Turan said. Our sincere hope is that this special offers a unique opportunity to promote greater understanding, motivate learning, and support communities of color. We are especially grateful to all of the talent who lent their voices to such an important dialogue. And if I'm correct, Dorothy Turan is also a Black woman as well. So we have some great news from Kandi. It's interesting to me that, you know, the same day that that this show is announced is the same day that Nene Leakes put out her statement about what was going on with negotiations. So it's kind of interesting just to kind of juxtapose the two news items that we had come out yesterday. One star may be, you know, leaving the network and is speaking out about how she feels like she is being maybe racially profiled by the network or discriminated against, I should say, and I should say alleged as well. But then you have Kandi, who is seemingly definitely got the ear of the network and will definitely, like someone says here, Kandi will make a money tree out of a shade tree, proven fact. I mean, and so there is that. So congratulations to Kandi for doing the doggone thing. It is nice to see some women of color who are in the mix at the producing table over at the Bravo. And to be quite honest with you, I honestly feel like we're going to see more shows like this from Kandi in the future, because I feel like once you can start creating a successful movement within the industry, particularly with producing shows, you almost always get called to produce shows for either the same network or B, other networks as well. And it wouldn't shock me if Bravo had first right of refusal for shows that Kandi comes to, or ideas for shows that she has, because the network probably can see that Kandi honestly has the creativity and the business acumen to really make something positive and uplifting, but also make something visually appealing as well. So shout out to Kandi for that. I want to, we always want to, celebrate our reality stars when they're doing something amazing. That's what we do on this channel. So that's why we're having this moment right here. Let me know if you guys are excited about this or what you think about it. Just give me a yes in the chatterization if you're excited about it, and if you will be watching and supporting, or if you will not be tuning into this channel. To this show. Also, do you think that it was a coincidence that the show announcement happened yesterday and Nene's announcement came out about what she's going through? It's sad for me to see, because I think that it's interesting. I feel like there would be some opportunities there for Nene to also to come to the table with some ideas for shows of her own, because I feel like she's creative just as well. But I think that, Kandi definitely I think it's probably from being in the entertainment business in such a major way for so long that she just has that acumen for what it takes to really succeed in this business and go far. But anyway, there we go with that. I wanted to bring you guys that bit of information. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is this whole situation with Tahiri and VADO. Now, for those of you guys who are watching Marriage Boot Camp, you guys have known that Tahiri and VADO have been on the show for the past couple of weeks, along with Phaedra and Medina, as well as Hazel and her dude, and Willie and Shonda as well. And I'm not even going to talk about Corrupt and his lady right now, because that's a whole different situation that needs a whole different set of circumstances to be looked at. Okay, but let's get back to Tahiri and VADO. Now, when I've been watching the show, to me, I was like, well, how is it that she was with VADO for about 18 months, but it was never mentioned when she was on Love and Hip Hop New York just this past season? And it seemed like they had brought her back to sort of see if there was some indication that she may be able to get back with that good Joe Budden. Now, putting that aside, it looks like things have gotten real, okay? Because either in the last episode or this episode coming up, it's brought out to light that VADO is having I don't want to call it an emotional relationship with his baby mother, but he leans on her for a lot of emotional support because he feels like he's not getting what he needs from Tahiri, okay? And so when that comes out during one of the group exercises, Tahiri is not really here for it, okay? And so one of the things that's going to occur in tonight's episode that we just got a clip of late last night was this moment right here. I'm going to pull it up for you. Now, Dr. Ish basically comes out and he posts this clip as well as posting this tweet. It says, "This is not okay, y'all. Never, ever. I couldn't believe it happened. Everybody froze. We're going to do everything that we can to make it right, okay?" And he tags Tahiri, all right? Now, in this clip, you guys can see that when you watch the clip, now I gave you guys the where it's at so you guys can find it. And I don't want to play it on here because, sometimes WeTV can be funny about that, but we'll have to look at it via photos. But as you guys can see right here, this is the moment where all of a sudden, they're talking, they're sitting there, and he's sitting beside her. He literally just snaps, okay? So he snaps and basically stands up and tries to, I guess, yoke her up by her clothes or whatever. I don't know if he hit her, but we couldn't really see that moment. But he definitely got real mad aggressive. So then you guys can see right here, he's standing over top of her. He's definitely putting his hands on her. So we have that moment right there happening. And so when fans saw this, people started dragging VADO on Twitter. They were dragging him online, and rightfully so, because we don't put our hands on our queens. You know what I'm saying? So then he puts out a statement. Okay, he says, even though they taking your kindness for weakness, but continue to watch the show, and you will see who was the aggressor. Okay, now, what he is indicating here is that there was something that occurred beforehand that made him react to Tahiri in the way that he did. And so I'm going to actually show you what happened in just a second. But what he says right after that was, well, right before that was, he says, I get it. Y'all don't know me, but those that do know that I'm one of the most humble-mannered person there is. With that being said, did I lose my cool? Yes, I did, because regardless of what, I should have never grabbed her by her clothes. As a man, we supposed to protect our lady, period. And that's when he says, even though they taking your kindness for weakness, but continue to watch the show and you will see who the aggressor is. Okay, so we have his statement from that after we see that preview and people are dragging him. So then it kind of comes to light what happens right before that. So in this moment here, he is basically saying that Tahiri was the aggressor because earlier she had thrown an apple, and I'm assuming it hit him either in the face or in the upper chest area, because she was upset about the fact that he was still leaning on, his baby mama for attention and some type of either emotional connection or affection. And so she apparently, at that moment throws an apple at him. Okay. So we'll have to watch the show tonight, and then we'll talk more about it tomorrow, exactly how the whole thing went down. But then we have our girl Tahiri making a statement, and I want to pull that up for you guys because I want you guys to read what she had to say with regards to this entire situation. Give me 1 second to pull that up. All right, so she says this. She says, by now, I know most of you have seen the clip of tomorrow night's episode of Marriage Boot Camp. Please read my responses below. She says, first, let me say that I'm devastated that this will be shown for the world to see, but I fully understand that I have chosen to live my life, good, bad, and ugly, in front of the camera. Let me be clear, for all the people that were saying that this was scripted, it is not. As a woman that has already suffered abuse at the hands of a man, why would I ever want to relive that? There is no check big enough for me to ever play like that. I appreciate the love and support that I've been receiving since this clip was released online. I just ask for a moment of privacy as I figure out the best way to address this publicly in full detail. Okay. So we have that bit of information as well. Okay. So that's all we know for now that is going on with this situation. I want to know your thoughts about this as you guys have been listening to me relay it and sort of watching this whole thing go down, especially if you've been watching the show. And this is okay. So I wanted to ask you guys this. Miss Song to you says, I have said this 100 times. Don't be physical if you don't want a physical response. So here's a couple of things. One, I always believe that a man should never be physically aggressive with a woman, but I also believe that a woman should never be physically aggressive with a man. I believe that, we are to hold our queens to the highest standard. And I feel like, as a man, you have to understand that if something like that happens, you have to have the emotional intelligence to know that this is not a safe place for you to be in at this moment. And you need to remove yourself while the altercation is happening. So if she were to hit him with an apple, definitely I believe that she's wrong for that. But I also believe in the notion that two wrongs don't make a right. And at that point in time, it's probably best as the man to know, okay, this is not a place where I can go. So I'm going to remove myself from this environment until things have calmed down and we can speak at a place where there can be knowledge, hearing, and understanding. Okay. So, I'm sorry, I'm reading the comments from you guys. I was reading a comment from Jada. Though we know that's how you respond very well can show who you are. You don't have to come out later talking about it's not the usual. You were too quick. So yeah, I mean, I want to watch the entire show because I do feel like it's a conversation. I want to watch the conversation because I want to see the order of events and the time frame between which he responded, because I can't tell if he was like, if this was an immediate response, because they were sitting in two different places. So like when she threw the apple, it didn't seem like they were in the same setting as when he stood up to grab her. So if we go back and we look at this, we see that they're sitting at a table, and then the next time we see them, you know, he's what looks like in a different room altogether. So I'm not really sure what to make of, like, did he just snap at that moment, like later on after like feeling like, you know, like he had been violated? I don't really know. I don't really know. But we'll have to watch it and see if it goes down. Let me know in the chat if you guys will be watching Marriage Boot Camp tonight. Let me know in the chat. Let me know. Give me 100%. Give me a yes. Let me know if you guys will be watching. I think that, again, like I said before, guys, I feel like, you know, we never raised our hands at our queens, but I also believe that nobody should be hitting anybody, because some men will not know, or again, like I said, have the emotional intelligence to know that they should not respond in kind if he has been hit by a woman. Okay? So when that happens, you run the risk of the guy retaliating in a way that's unpleasant as well. And so we just, whatever we can do to minimize that, we have to do. But also, we as men have to also recognize that ain't it, dog. That ain't the way. You will never come out of that situation looking right, because it's just, you won't win that one. So the best thing to do is always to remove yourself from the situation, because it quickly escalate to something else. All right, so it looks like you guys will definitely be watching the show. We'll talk about it tomorrow when we do our review. Oh, this is such a oh my God. Thank you, Miss B. We don't raise our hands to our kings either. Amen. 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 We are on the same page. We got to uplift each other. And even when we get mad or angry, you know, and that's the thing to me that's so weird. If I'm mad or angry, I would never want to hurt the person that I'm with. Like, not like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could be mad and angry, but it never occurs to me to go that route. It would not, like, it just doesn't occur. Like in my mind, at this point in life, you know, physical violence is, or any type of altercation is just so out of pocket and just unnecessary that I just kind of don't understand it at this point in time. Maybe when I was like, you know, in grade school, you know what I'm saying? I feel like, you know, that's when you kind of don't really understand the difference. But I feel like now as adults, we just too old and too grown to be doing and involved in stuff like that. And Tangle B says, I believe everyone needs to keep their hands to themselves. Amen, Priscilla. When we're that was a good one too. Two broken people are toxic together. Priscilla Spencer says, when we're mad, we should just walk away. Yeah. I agree. This was very disrespectful on his behalf. And amen to this. Why they mad? Who is watching Black is King tomorrow? I might be up at 12 midnight because I already got my Disney Plus membership. And I'm ready to see it. I am ready to see it. All right, y'all. This was the news for today. If something else pops off, you know, definitely I'll bring you guys the news as best as I can. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. We'll again really talk about this situation and break it down once we see the actual episode and see exactly how things transpired. But I feel like we are all in agreement about you know, nobody is putting their hands on anybody. Move. That's not how we're rolling in our community from this point forward. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much how we gonna roll, and that's the commitment that I feel like I can speak for us who watching this. That's how we rolling. That's how we doing it. We vibrating too high to ever come down to that level, despite where somebody else may try to take us. Okay. And if our commitment is always to vibrate this high, that means that, you know, situations like that don't ever take us down to that point. Bam. All right, guys, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell button as well, so that you guys can get an alert if you're watching YouTube. But if you don't happen to be watching YouTube and you want to see when the new videos are dropping and just want to keep up with all the news, just join the texting community, and I will shoot you guys a text message as soon as I'm about to either go live or drop a new video. Okay, y'all stay safe out there. I love y'all, and I will see y'all in the next video.